Hi, I'm Heather Parker with LegalShield. Welcome to this short webinar about identity theft, what it is, how it can affect you, and what you can do about it. We'll start off with a short story from one of our members.
Hi, my name is Kroll. I'm going to share my identity theft story with you. There were 300 people that had ended up with my identity. It got sold through a flea market from the kid that actually broke into my car. My identity had been stolen. I discovered it on December 21st, 2006 while coming home from a business meeting. During that process, I was pulled over by someone I actually knew, a local cop at our church, and he said, I'm going to let you go, but let me run your license and I'll be back. And just a little routine, had a tail light out on the car and nothing big, and he's going to let me fix it. When the officer asked me told me that I had 47 felonies and 82 misdemeanors, I basically asked him, I said, can you allow me one thing? Can you give me one phone call? And he's like, this late at night? If you can get somebody this late at night, I'll pull my chief out of bed and he'll come up here. So I pick up the phone, call and speak to my law firm in the state of Texas. He then proceeds at the same time to call the other law firms from New Mexico, Arizona, California, Oregon, and Washington State. Got them on the phone. They didn't have a problem helping me with my issue. By that happened, the chief shows up and he's like, wait a minute, you're on the phone with 6 attorneys and it's dark. It's 10:30 here. It's got to be at least 8:30 there on the West Coast. I was like, yeah, it's that later, and they're on the phone trying to help me and trying to prove to you guys not to lock me up. So I was allowed to go to the office on Tuesday. We worked on everything through Christmas. On Tuesday, went into the precinct or whatever, and the chief was there, and he's like, wow, your attorneys work fast. And I was like, I told you it wasn't me, and for once, it really wasn't me. And the attorneys, went to bat for me. Within 2 weeks, they'd fully restored my identity. The peace of mind that the attorneys helped me through LegalShield was that they were able to establish a number direct to the state district attorney to help me in the future if something were to arise from being a victim of identity theft. I couldn't imagine what I would have done without them. It was just a process. I can't explain it in words. It's all through life you're always you're accused of things. You're now found you're proven guilty before you even get a chance to go to trial. Well, that's how identity theft works. You're guilty and you have to prove yourself innocent. I was completely helpless, but I knew in the back of my mind that LegalShield was always there. The value that the chief of police saw from the service. He saw exactly how the attorneys handled themselves in his office, and he said, is this available? Can my officers get this? You can offer this as a benefit to your employees, and it resulted in the entire department getting our service. My wife, through this whole process, she was nervous for a while, but then when she realized what they did and how much they worked for me and how fast they were able to do everything, it was just, it made her a complete believer in what the service is going to do and what it can do and what it's possible. And now knowing, our identity is protected, not only in just my driver's license, but the other areas as well.
So that's a pretty powerful story. Now, what is identity theft exactly? Well, most of us think of financial matters such as credit cards and PIN numbers or bank accounts. But in truth, those types of matters are only about 20% of all identity theft issues. It's all of these other types of identity theft that are so important. In addition, there's also identity theft of minors, and that's a huge growing area because we all have a social security number, but most of us are not monitoring our credit reports of our minors. Now, driver's license identity theft means that thieves are using your information to acquire driver's licenses in your name, or maybe they claim to be you during a traffic stop. Obviously, this can mean that DUI, other driving charges go onto your record so that your privileges to drive could be suspended or revoked, And obviously, you could even be arrested for crimes that you did not commit. This driver got a letter from the state of Colorado saying that information in their file was inconsistent with records at the Social Security Administration. So how much time did they have to spend to prove that they were them? What sort of documents did they have to find and bring to the office? Social Security identity theft means that people are using your Social Security number to gain employment. They're taking the income, but they're not paying the taxes, leaving you to struggle with the IRS. This is typically done by either wanted criminals, sometimes by illegal immigrants, but it can encompass many different industries and areas such as employment, medical, financial, criminal, schools, and even utility accounts. There have even been cases of people applying for jobs, such as on the screen here, and being denied employment because somebody is already working at the same location under their Social Security number. Now, medical identity theft means thieves using your information for benefits, prescriptions, or medical tests. This means that your rates could go up or your coverage could be used up. You could owe thousands of dollars, even in the six figures, for a procedure that you never had, and you're stuck fighting with the insurance company or the doctor's office to prove that it wasn't you. In addition, you might find yourself unable to obtain life insurance or other coverage, or even employment due to conditions that you do not have. Now, if your health identity is compromised, that puts your physical health at risk. You could be assigned a dangerous drug, which has an interaction with something that you're already taking, or you could be denied a life-saving treatment simply due to an error in your medical record. Now, as we move from paper-based records to electronic records, this crime in particular becomes easier to commit and harder to trace because medical errors can then be disseminated and redisseminated throughout computer networks. Character criminal identity theft means that thieves are committing crimes in your name. Obviously, this means you could be arrested, but it also means that you could be denied employment due to fraudulent criminal records on your background. You could lose security clearance, or even travel and security checkpoints at airports could become difficult. You could be denied a passport and not even be able to leave the country. And then financial identity theft. Obviously, this is what we're most familiar with. In fact, I just had a family member have their bank account drained. But in addition to destroying your credit, causing you to pay higher rates, it's important to note that you can be held responsible for debts incurred in your name. The Fair Credit Billing Act was actually established to help us as consumers be able to resolve billing errors on our credit accounts. However, in order to take advantage of this law, you must notify your creditor within 60 days of knowing that a breach occurs. But consider what might happen if an identity thief changes the address on your account and you don't even know that there's fraud happening. Well, you still have only 60 days to notify the creditor. In this particular case, a family was sued by a creditor for $75,000 plus attorney's fees. What had happened was somebody got a hold of their line of credit, switched the address, and then the family never received the outstanding bills. Well, the creditor claimed that the family had been negligent in discovering and then reporting the identity theft, and that's why they went after them. So why are we so at risk? Well, meet the database you. Our information is in so many databases that we have absolutely no way to control it. So anywhere that we've worked, gone to school, been in the military, owned a car, owned a property, our information is there. In 2013, there were over 91 million records lost in major data breaches. Currently, the average annual number of victims is over 11 million. Personally, I think that's a little bit low. And this year, we've seen a 26% increase in the number of data breaches just since last year. These are some major data breaches that have happened in the past few years. Take a look at Chase, which just happened. That was 76 million accounts and the personal identifying information. And these are news headlines from 2014 with lots of retailers that we know, and this is only a small amount of them. Now, while we all should still shred, that's definitely not enough because it's not our mailbox or trash bag that criminals are looking at, but the computer files, not just at huge retailers and our banks, but even at small businesses that we work at. That's our chiropractor, our accountant, or doctor, but certainly our big corporations, our military contractors, our government are at risk. In 2011, Lockheed Martin had a data breach, And security experts say that it is virtually impossible for any company or government agency to build a security network that hackers will find impossible to penetrate. Now that we have a better idea of what identity theft is, let's take a look at the costs. In 2013, the total losses due to identity theft were over $24 billion. Now, for individuals, that means months or years and thousands of dollars to clean up the mess from identity thieves. In an identity theft breach, obviously tens of thousands of dollars can be charged to your accounts or new credit lines open. But consider the amount of time to resolve identity theft, which on average is 55 to 130 hours, plus thousands of dollars of your own money out of pocket. In fact, identity theft is the #1 criminal concern for law enforcement over the next decade. So let's take a look at what Kroll and LegalShield can do together to help you before, during, and after an identity theft breach.
Hello from LegalShield. We're proud to offer LegalShield Identity Theft Premium, a top-of-the-line identity theft protection and restoration plan. Identity theft affects millions of Americans each year. That's why LegalShield Identity Theft Premium provides you with the information and expertise to protect your identity and resolve issues related to identity theft. LegalShield Identity Theft Premium offers powerful, proactive monitoring of your credit information so you'll rest assured that your identity is always being protected. Stay covered with benefits like triple bureau credit monitoring, with constant monitoring of your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax credit files on a secure website, as well as email alerts about any activity on your credit file. WebWatcher, with daily monitoring for unauthorized use of your Social Security number, credit and debit card numbers, and other personal information across the internet. And Public Persona, with monthly monitoring of any changes involving your Social Security number or address history associated with your identity. In addition, you'll always have secure web access to your credit report and a detailed analysis of your personal credit score. The plan even includes Safeguard for Minors, which includes monitoring and alerts for credit files in your child's name, expert credit consultation, and valuable information on credit education. Plus, the same consultation and restoration services that all members receive from Kroll Advisory Solutions. Several premium benefits are also available upon request, like Lost Wallet Assistance to help you cancel and replace cards and IDs, place temporary fraud alerts, and more in the event your wallet or purse is ever lost or stolen. Social Security number skip trace, a search that detects potential fraud by searching your Social Security number in over 34 billion current public records. And even a sex offender search to see if your address has been used by a registered sex offender. In the unfortunate event that you are ever the victim of identity theft, we've partnered with Kroll Advisory Solutions, an industry leader in security and risk mitigation. Their dedicated licensed investigators are always ready to provide you with the information you need to take action. And when you provide Kroll a limited power of attorney, they will do restoration on your behalf for as long as it takes until all resolvable issues have been addressed. This includes comprehensive restoration services such as sending fraud alerts to all 3 national credit repositories and correcting identity theft issues with affected banks, credit card companies, law enforcement agencies, and other institutions. LegalShield Identity Theft Premium also allows you to contact Kroll advisors as often as you like to speak about anything related to identity theft, ensuring you'll always have an identity theft expert on your side. LegalShield Identity Theft Plan covers you, your spouse, and with Safeguard for Minors, up to 8 dependents under the age of 18. Arm yourself and your family with LegalShield Identity Theft today. LegalShield. Worry less, live more.
At LegalShield, it's simple. You choose whatever plan works best for you and your family. For group rates, the legal plan in most states is $18.95 a month. As an individual consumer, it's $19.95 a month. And then identity theft is either 50 cents or $1 a day. Plus, we have great discounts when you combine the legal and identity theft plans, which provides a full wall of protection for you and your family. If you have any questions at all, you can contact your benefit administrator who directed you to this website, and you're always welcome to call me as well, whether you are considering becoming a member or if you are a member and have any questions, I'm here to help. But for about $1 a day, isn't it worth protecting your family? I look forward to welcoming you to Peace of Mind and the LegalShield family.